Join me today as we're talking about the Alien Earth season finale, where we get to answer such lofty questions as who lives, who dies. Did we actually answer any of the questions presented in this season? What did I get right in my predictions, and what did I get wrong? Some surprising answers there. But yeah, join me today as we discuss these topics and more. This is the Geek of All channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Bobbie, and today we're going to talk about the season finale to Alien Earth. So, can't talk about a whole lot without getting into spoilers. Let me just say the show continues to look beautiful. There is an answer as to whether or not they think there's going to be a season 2, or at least the way the show ends indicates they clearly think one of those two is the correct answer to that question. I can't mention it until I get into spoilers. So, I'm not going to talk about my predictions because if you watch that, I assume that you're in it for the spoilers also. So I'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But I did do a video where I had some predictions about what would happen. They were classed as, if there's not going to be a continuation, these things are likely. If there is going to be a continuation, these things become more likely. And I'll get into which one of those two is accurate, and if any of my predictions are accurate. But no, my complaints, unfortunately, I do have some complaints, and I can't get into them without getting into spoilers. So, let's just say that I don't think this episode is any worse than any of the others that were on this season. I don't think any characters made any monumentally bad decisions. I do see some people criticizing some things. There is one that I do give credence to, and I think I can talk about this without spoilers, in that old Kid Cavalier, you would think, would have built in a kill switch to the robot, to the kids turned robots. You would think he would have, at least that would have been a thing. And if he's got one, that he definitely decided not to use it.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Yeah. Other than that, we did finally get to see the alien plant thing in action.
I would have waited an eternity for this.
I should have expected what it was, but yeah, finally got to see it, so that's great. But yeah, that's most of what I can say without going into spoilers. I mean, it's the season finale. There's not a whole lot I can say. So, if you're going to stick around, I'm about to go into spoilers. They're coming. Okay, we're in the spoiler zone. We're here. Time to talk about spoilers. The big spoiler, I think they're planning on a season 2, because just about all of my predictions were wrong. Nobody important died. I don't know how that happened. Cavalier's still alive. Heck, the one robot girl, Nibs, wasn't dead. I thought she got killed in the last episode. Now, I will spell something out. I am flying blind a little bit here. I did miss the first couple minutes of the episode. Normally FX reruns the episodes right after, but they had their new show coming on after that. Instead of rerunning the season finale of this, they ran some episodes of the new show, The Lowdown or something, Ethan Hawke. And it looked okay. I might watch it. I don't know. But the rerun isn't until, I think, Thursday night. Well, it's probably, I think my cable guy sets on tonight in a couple of hours. But so hopefully nothing happened important in those first few minutes, because I'm not going to talk about them because I haven't seen them. So here we are. So like I said, Nibs, not dead. None of the robot kids die. Cavalier doesn't die. Morrow doesn't die. Joe doesn't die. Who else we got? Kirsch doesn't die. Sylvia doesn't die. Like, the only people that die are like rando security guards. Some of the members of Joe's unit that got moved to the island, they get it. Yeah, I think that's it. Um, oh, and Cavalier's like kind of second in command guy who apologize, should have written down his name. It's Adam something. Um, should have written down his name because we've got some stuff about him. So, okay, we find a little bit about Cavalier's backstory. His dad was mean and violent, so he built a robot, and the robot killed his dad. The robot is the British guy that's with him. He's a robot. He was built by Cavalier. He's been like the kind of the face of the company, so that he could legally do several things to allow himself to become a trillionaire. Um, so he was the first synth that he built. I really expected him to say it was Kirsch, but it didn't. We do get the fight between Kirsch and Morrow.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Kirsch won. I thought Morrow got the upper hand when he broke Kirsch's spine, and but Kirsch was able to turn that around and choked out Morrow, knocked him out, and then that's where Slightly and Smee showed up and tied up Kirsch and knocked out Morrow again when he started to come to. Let's see. Cavalier has Wendy and her brother in a cell and thinks that he has them under control and doesn't realize that Wendy has like complete access to all the computer systems. And so she just like opens up the door. Cavalier comes in along with his security guy, and old Curly, I think, beats him to death. Yeah. So Wendy ends up with control of both of the xenomorphs. They do not fight each other. The one is still kind of small. And yeah, so you've got Cavalier still trying to communicate with the eyeball thing. He's going to try to implant it into Joe. That fails, and then the eyeball escapes. And the eyeball actually ends up in... did I have his name down? Yeah, Arthur's dead body. Finds it out there on the beach, crawls into his eye socket, and gets sewn up. I didn't know it could reanimate a corpse, because I think it takes control of the brain, which should be quite dead, and the body should be quite dead, so there's a giant hole in its chest. Didn't seem to phase it one bit, so now he's walking around a zombie, I guess. Yeah. Basically lots of shooting and violence and action, and Wendy basically taking control of most of the situation. Joe trying to plead with her that, hey, we can't let these things get out. Like, these things are monsters. She's like, no, I think the real monsters are here. You know, kind of the overarching theme of the Alien franchise, that the humans are the actual monsters here.
You don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage.
But yeah, you had a lot of that going on. So I believe we see a whole bunch of Weyland-Yutani ships showing up towards the end with a bunch of troops coming to take everything, and presumably try to kill Cavalier. But the synth kids have captured all the other important people in the main holding cell, which is where they have Cavalier, Kirsch, Morrow, Sylvia. I thought there was someone else in there. But anyway, the other robot, Adam. So they've got them all in there. And they're like, what now? And that's when she kind of looks over and she calls the two xenomorphs, and they're on the outside of the cage. And that's just where the episode just stops. So I guess I hope there's a season 2 so we know what happens. The plant thing acted an awful lot like a cloaker from D&D. Got up on the ceiling, it kind of fanned out, so it's flat and was up on the ceiling and dropped down on someone and kind of sucked around and then kind of squished and a bunch of blood came out and they were obviously dead. So it is a carnivorous plant, and so like a mobile Venus flytrap almost. except circular instead of like kind of taco shaped like a Venus flytrap is. Didn't see the other aliens engage. They were all still mostly in their cages, I guess. But yeah, and that was to one of the people that was in Joe's unit formerly. And as she was getting crushed, she was blind firing and killed a couple of the others, I think, or at least hit them. So, yeah, I just don't know what to think of this ending. It left a lot to be desired, not gonna lie. Just overall, the Alien series has a very high body count, and to see so many people survive, that was different for the franchise.
It was a bad call, Ripley.
I mean, I expected at least some of them to die, you know, and nothing happened. They all miraculously survived.
Everyone!
So, I mean, Kirsch is kind of banged up, and Wendy showed that she could control Adam, but, you know, and Morrow's kind of beat up, but that's it. You know, like, no one even lost a limb or anything. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm very torn on this fact. Yeah, like I said, in hindsight, I don't know how Cavalier didn't build some kind of kill switches into the robots, just in case they ever rebelled. But yeah, other than that, I don't see a dumb move by anyone. I keep seeing people complain about bad writing, stupid moves, things like that. But you know, I don't see him. I did see some complaints that Wendy's a Mary Sue, but like she's in a robot body with fairly unique abilities. So, you know, yeah, she's going to have advantages over the other characters. It's kind of the way the thing's built. But anyway, I don't know if the other sense can do what she can do. She might be unique on that front. Still don't think it makes her a Mary Sue yet. But anyway, yeah, that's this can be a real short review. That's most of what I got. Is basically it's a bunch of running and shouting and shooting and no-name characters dying. I mean, it's not like the characters didn't die. There are plenty of no-name goobers that bought it. You know, a bunch of security guards and some of the guys from Joe's unit and whatnot. But like the main characters I've been following are all still alive. Again, Kirsch has broken back, but like, you know, I don't know. Now the Weyland-Yutani jets, whenever I say they're incoming, I mean like we see them like flying around the island, like they're there. So if there's a season 2, it's going to open with a big battle against Weyland-Yutani, presumably. So, but anyway, just another kind of rando comment I saw somewhere was like, why didn't we see the aliens, you know, escaping into an urban environment? I think they meant the xenomorphs. And like, you know, well, why didn't we see this? Why didn't we see this? And it's like, well, guys, you know, since the show is set before Alien, now that was a choice by the producers, so obviously that was within their wheelhouse. But once they locked into that, that was never going to happen because canon states that that didn't happen. You know, there is no, oh yeah, remember the great xenomorph attack on Earth 2 years before the first movie? No. Like by aliens, they still have never heard of this creature. So, or at least most of them haven't. So, there's a lot of things they could not do because of that. Now, the other alien creatures, yes, they could, but not the xenomorph. So, now they could have indulged in seeing it crossbred with other creatures, but we just have the 2, so, you know, I don't know. But anyway, these are the kind of things that I guess could conceivably be explored in a season 2 if they leave Earth, but it's called Alien Earth, so I'm guessing they're not going to. But yeah, I mean, I hope they do make a season 2. I do want some kind of resolution to a bunch of this stuff. But I really didn't see them going for the, well, here's hoping we have a season 2 ending. Because I mean, the show literally just stops. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not super crazy about this ending. And I really hope it's season 2 to justify it. Because if not, this is going to be one of the worst, like, just non-endings in TV show history. We're like, well, we'll catch up in season 2, and then there is no season 2. So this is like the one Jimmy likes to keep mentioning all the time, the Silver Surfer animated series that ends after Thanos wiped out half the life in the universe. Or all of it, I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. So, like, he wins, and Surfer goes, like, attempted to try to undo it somehow, but that's where the show stops. There's no season 2. So, anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say on this one. I mean, it's worth watching if you've watched it up to this point. But yeah, that was, if there's still season 2, it's going to be a little bit of a letdown. Or a movie or something. But, yeah. So, that's all I've got on this one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Have you been watching up to this point? Are you going to watch it? Etc., etc. Based on what I've said, does it sound like this is a good ending, a bad ending, indifferent? But yeah, just let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Sharing, commenting, help us grow the channel. And appreciate everything you folks have been doing on that front to help us. And I definitely appreciate everyone that helped us get over 575 subscribers here recently. And we're chugging away to 600, so hopefully you folks will stick with us. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. So, just remember, in space, no one can hear you scream.
Game over, man.